So it's the middle of July and my AC went out. And I have been forced to do a complete system swap. So this is my current system. It's a Carrier, 4-ton, and the compressor, which is that thing right there, has gone out. This is the unit that I'm replacing my system with. It's the ACiQ 4-ton vertical format unit with dual DC motors. This is an inverter based unit, so it's supposed to be highly efficient. And this is the gentleman installing it. Your name?
My name is Noah. We are gonna replace this unit for a gentleman over here. So if any of you are interested in get one of these on your house, you give us a call at 44740-2618.
And I'll also tag Noah's Facebook profile in the description. So,
and this gentleman over here will sell you the equipment.
eventually,
install it for you.
Yeah, eventually, yes. My goal is to become a reseller of ACiQ, and this is the first unit that I'm going to work with to get an idea of the quality and how the installation is going to go. So Noah has already started evacuating the gas or the refrigerant from this existing unit, recovering it as the industry refers to it, and now he's going to start with cutting the lines to the unit. The model I decided to go with is the ACiQ 48AC. This is an R410 unit. The reason is the system here is R410, and a lot of work already has gone into repairing what was already there. The coil system in the attic has already been replaced, so to save some money, I went ahead and got the same R410A unit. This is how it comes shipped. It is going to come on a pallet, mounted to a bigger pallet because of the sheer size. After all the gas is recovered, or the freon is recovered, next is disconnecting the electrical, and of course the disconnect there has been completely isolated, disconnected, and making it safe to work on the electrical lines here.
Is off always.
Yes.
Before you do anything.
As you can see, in a mere minutes, the old unit's been removed and the new unit's been put in its place. The ground had to be leveled off a little bit. We were able to reuse the pad that was already here, and that's how it looks. The ACiQ unit comes with these fittings here that screw on to the actual unit there, and then get soldered or brazed, whichever the right term is. Solder, I think, is the right term.
Yeah, sorry.
To the actual copper lines running from the house.
Liquid line, suction line. And good to go.
Yep. So we finished pulling a vacuum on the lines, made sure there's no leaks and everything. While the vacuum was running, went ahead and insulated the lines with some new insulation. It's a minor cost, but it's worth doing it. Pulled off the old insulation and also added some loom to the electrical and the thermostat wire here just to give it some extra protection. Now we're going to open up the refrigerant lines there using an Allen key and kicking it on the system for the first time. So part of the install process is doing a pressure test to make sure there's no leaks or anything on the unit. That's done by using nitrogen. Right there, compressed nitrogen. So we're back out here today. It started raining yesterday, so we had to take a short break. But we had some issues. So it's important to note on all these new HVAC units, the service port there is not your standard 1/4 or 1/4 inch. It is a 5/16, so you would need an adapter to fit that. Another thing is, a lot of these new units produce a lot of vibration because these DC motors spin at such high speeds. You should always put the included vibration pad so you avoid any vibrations later. So it's been a couple days since we last started the work on this system. We had some rain delays and stuff. As you can see, it's still quite wet, but we were able to go ahead and finish up the install. The line sets are installed, electrical is all done, everything is cleaned up and buttoned up here. The unit is on currently, and you can see how quiet this unit is. Now, this is a large system. This is a 4-ton system. This is the ACiQ 48-AC. Now, I bought this machine from my own money. This is not a sponsored video or a video where ACiQ provided any equipment for free or anything like that, but I decided to share my experience with this brand. So far, everything installed pretty well, fairly simple. The reason I decided to go with this system is this is a R410A system. And you know, as recent government regulations have come into law, the 410 standard is now outlawed, and you have to go with the R42 or R32 or R454. Now, I had already done extensive repairs to my attic system with the heating coils or the air conditioning coils and all, so I decided just to get this one. This was a simple plug and play drop-in system, which a lot of systems are not. Now, what this system has that a lot of air conditioning systems today do not have is a inverter motor, which means these two fans run on a DC motor that are inverter based, so it can ramp up and ramp down. Now, how does it ramp up and ramp down? From my understanding, it ramps up and ramps down based on the pressures coming off the internal coil, which is up in the attic. Those pressures are taken from the temperatures of the refrigerant, which allows this system to ramp up and ramp down per those internal pressures. Now, yes, that is a characteristic of a quote-unquote communicating system, but this is not a communicating system. This is a 2-wire setup. It's just that it's built where it could work with a communicating system as well as just a traditional 2-wire setup. Now, I would recommend, if you decide to go with anything that ACiQ makes, to contact their customer service and ask them, to explain to them exactly what you're trying to do, and ask them if they have a system that can meet your needs. Now, for me, this was done more as a DIY. I did have help with a couple friends that are HVAC installers, but for the most part, I did the research. I made sure this would work with my setup and invited them or asked them to come out and help me with more of the difficult part, which is installing these line sets, soldering those line sets, brazing, etc. Now, one thing I would recommend is whoever's doing the install on this, pay close attention to the wiring. Schematics. This unit does come with a book. Online, there are multiple PDFs available on how to connect this system. This system, again, can be used as a communicating system or a traditional 2-wire system. So you need to make sure you connect it correctly, because all of this system is built on electronic components. Gone are the days of the capacitors, the contact switches. Majority of everything that's in this system, and I'll include pictures, are simply electronic components, just boards. It's more of a computer than an actual air conditioned system. Now, another reason why I decided to go with this particular model is the actual design and the footprint. As you can see, it's a very sleek, modern design. Dual motors, fits in a very small footprint. Not that I have any space constraints or anything, but I just like the way this unit looks. I mean, this is a very well-built, well-designed unit. And it has all the conveniences and features of some of the modern, more expensive systems. Now, I decided to tackle my HVAC woes in a DIY format. And most certainly you can do so if you have an ability to work with tools, understand schematics, and do some research. I suggest that anyone who has air condition woes to definitely contact a licensed professional, but also explore the DIY solutions. If you want a video to detail and explain on how to do so, comment down below DIY, and I will try to create a video explaining how to do so.